So, the show that we all love to hate and hate to love is finally over. Mnakwethu season 3 has finally come to an end. And Lord, oh Lord, I had had enough. Enough emotional turmoil from other people's businesses. So, yeah, I'm glad that the show is over. But of course, I have thoughts regarding the show, regarding how it portrayed men, how it portrayed women, how it portrayed relationships and just the South African society as a whole. And one word comes to mind: red flags. Oh, that's 2 words. Red flags, red flags. A truckload of red flags. And today I want to talk about those red flags in both men and women and how they approach relationships and marriage. Let me introduce myself. I am Lungile. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. Please make sure that you subscribe, like, and share. So in my breaking down of the red flags, I will start with the woman. First things first, when you tolerate nonsense, when you tolerate bullshit, more nonsense, more bullshit will be doled onto your life. The person that you are tolerating the nonsense and the bullshit from is going to just keep bringing more and more of it in different ways, in different degrees. It might be a little bit of bullshit today, a lot of bullshit tomorrow, but because you can take it, you cry, you whine, you complain, but you still stay, you're gonna get more bullshit. Can we stop tolerating nonsense in relationships? Can we stop tolerating things that hurt us? Can we? Is that okay? The second red flag that I want to mention is the fact that, or rather my observation that certain women still view marriage as an achievement in this day and age. It is October 2022 as I am making this video, okay? Like, if you don't get married, something is wrong with you as a woman, something is wrong with your life. Like, there's that one little level of yes, I got it, that you haven't achieved. Like, it's not like that at all. I'm in my 30s, I am not married, and my thought on it is, should I get married? It would be a blessing from the Lord. It will not be my doing. And with that, I will not have achieved anything. It would have just been something that the Lord planned for me. It would be like the stars aligned and I found somebody compatible to me, somebody that I share the same values with. Don't look at your life as if something is missing just because there is no man. Like, you can have a fulfilling life without marriage. You can have a man without marriage, focus on your friends, focus on your relationships, get a hobby, focus on your skills, hone your skills, focus on your talents, find your purpose, do things that you love, travel, live home, be on your own, find yourself. Like, literally, there's just so much to do with yourself for your life. You can find achievements in many different ways than in being tied to another person, and it's really weird because as I say this, I'm well aware of the fact that society as a whole, especially South African society as a whole, still imposes this belief on women that you must get married, Like, I think I'm very lucky and fortunate. There's nobody in my family, both male and female, that has ever asked me, hey, when are you getting married? Honestly, we're just not a getting married type of family. They're not married either, so why would they ask me why I'm not married, But yeah, like, society as a whole imposes that on women in church, at work, just everywhere. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. I don't think men are asked as often as women get asked that question of when are you getting married, as if the women are gonna marry each other. I mean, regarding relationships, of course, do date. But don't always approach every relationship you get into with, oh, this is my husband. Don't be like, I have had 10 boyfriends. Number 11 has to be my husband. No, there's just so much more that goes into a husband. And none of these men on this show seem to possess what goes into a husband, even though they want to be husband to multiple women, 2 or more. Like Mselego himself. Sideways, Mselego, I'm looking at you sideways. So yes, date. But never approach a relationship with that mindset of, oh my God, this one now is my husband. If it aligns, if it does happen that he's on the same wavelength as you regarding marriage, he wants to get married as well. He wants to get married to you and only you as well. If you are the monogamous type of person, then perhaps yes, you and him can journey down that road, but don't just choose anybody. Just because you've had 10 others that didn't marry you, number 11 must marry you. And just because with this one you've been together for 10 years, now you must get married. No, the right person for you. The next red flag, especially waved by the prospective second wives, is competition. Hey, women are hella competitive with each other for the affections of a man. These ladies will do anything to be the last woman standing in these men's lives. Oh, goodness gracious. Even if you can tell, like, this man is just not the one. This man should not be getting married to anybody, but these women are out here fighting, to be with this man. Especially these Maskandi boys, this one. I'll put his name across the screen. I forgot everybody's name. The show is over. So anyways, with him, he wants to take a second wife, but the person he wants to make his second wife is his ex. And just watching their episode and then watching them on the reunion, you can tell, or rather I could tell, he loves the ex more. So why is woman number one still sticking around? It's competition. She's like, I have a child with this man. He has taken out some lobola for me. I don't know what the hell she's thinking, but to me it's obvious and it's clear that he loves the other one more. So why are you remaining in a position where you are loved less than the other person by somebody that should just love you? I don't know if I'm making sense, but they are exhausting me. Okay. And also this Maskandi guy, these two are competing to be his wife. They both should run. Something is not right with him. The way he speaks, the way he thinks, it's just, he should not be anybody's husband. And yet here they are competing to stay in his life. I don't know, maybe he has money. And we know money makes the world go round and money makes the ladies love you. So, hey, whatever. I feel like competing for a man, especially these type of men, only serves one person, the man being competed for. His ego is getting boosted. His status among the boys gets higher. Like, yeah, did you see him on the show? Yeah, did you see how he shut her down? Yeah, did you see how he asserted his control when she was trying to say, no, I don't want you to have a second wife? Like, for these women to compete for these type of guys like the guys on the show, y'all just fighting for clowns. Y'all are just fighting for clowns that are gonna break your hearts. The next red flag that I want to highlight is holding on even when you can see perhaps you should leave. Like, this woman needs to be introduced to Madam Speaker. Like, that woman speaks facts. She's on TikTok. She's on Facebook. I don't know if she's on Facebook, but she's on YouTube as well. But like, listen, that woman will put relationships into perspective. That woman will put dealing with a no good man into perspective. She will let you know, like, listen, girl, you're playing yourself here. Okay, you are playing yourself here. This whole thing of perseverance is at your own risk, at your own detriment. You are hurting yourself by holding on to this man. With some women in some of these cases, I could understand. They were there building this man up, building a life with this man, building a legacy with this man. They have children to think of, like this lady and lady from season 1. I kind of get why they want to stay. But the little ones, the younger ones, 5 years in, less than 5 years in, honey, he is showing you his true colors. If not this woman, he will get another woman. There will be more women. There's more women already. You just don't know it. Case in point, the guy in the wheelchair. The guy in the wheelchair. His lady, what is she holding on for? Okay, like the guy in the wheelchair brings this lady saying that she's going to be second wife. So behind the scenes, first wife apparently leaves. And then on the show, he introduces another woman because the other one left. Now here's a new first wife. The one who was being introduced as the second wife is still second wife, even though this one is newer. Maybe you got money, I don't know. Money makes the ladies love you, that's all I gotta say. But hey, I'm just thinking out loud here. The next red flag that I want to mention on the side of the woman is calling yourself a wife when you are not married. What's up, girl? Explain yourself. What are you doing? Why are you doing that to yourself? Dare I say 90% of the women that came to this show, all 3 seasons, okay, they consider themselves wives because the men came and paid a little bit of lobola. You are not married. How are you married? Like, if you have not there's not been a wedding, white or traditional, only a little bit of lobola has been paid, you are not married. Uyingodu. So it's like a fiancé. It can still go, it can stay if it wants to stay. But if it goes, there are no repercussions. It is gone, it is gone. You know, like, you're nobody's wife. You are doing yourself a disservice, acting like a wife, seeing yourself as a wife to a man who doesn't see himself as a husband unless he wants to exert his power over you. And that is exactly what the men on this show are doing, have been doing. We've seen it with season 1, 2, and we've seen now with season 3. We've seen it with the Happily Ever After spin-offs as well. Stop seeing yourself as a wife just because he came with a little cow. A lady who seems to understand is actually, funny enough, the first wives of the Maskandi boys of this season. They know that they're not wives. They know that they just, a portion of the lobola have been paid off, okay? What is his name? Even wife number 2 is still a girlfriend. Why are you acting like a wife? Why are you standing for the shit? But you got money. You can say that man got money. So of course, I just sitting here thinking out loud can surmise why these ladies are staying with them from Mpahlele. Okay? Mula. I think you're shortchanging yourself while you're sitting there acting like a wife to a man who might never marry you. You're missing out on a man somewhere out there who could marry you, girl. Or you're just missing out on peace of mind. A peaceful life where you don't have to worry about second wives when you're not a wife yourself. And the next red flag that I want to talk about is getting married young. Now this red flag applies to both the man and the woman on the show. Okay, there's a lot of 18-year-olds and 19-year-olds wanting to be second wives. Even the previous seasons it was like that. Even this season we've seen it, you know. And also just looking at the first wives, a few of them were married or were committed to this man from a young age. And may I say, they have been to hell and back with this man. Maybe that's just the basis of marriage. Maybe not. Okay? Maybe you're just choosing the wrong man at a young age. Okay? A man who himself doesn't understand what he's getting himself into. A man who doesn't understand that certain changes in your life have to happen if you are now committing yourself to marry this one woman. Okay, like Gaizini, this whole thing of getting married young is, okay, disclaimer. Or rather, let me just raise this other point. I'm well aware that there are people who get married young and their marriages do last. And the changes and the challenges that they face are really ever related to infidelity. Yes, there are unicorns like that. There are people in those relationships. And you know what? I wish you all the best, guys. You stay blessed, okay? But that's not who I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is what is depicted by this show. Getting married young to a man who's also young, you two are going to vulva each other. But this is a patriarchal society, and as depicted by this show, the man will vulva you more than you will vulva him. He will drag you through the coals of hurt, honey. But like hurt. So don't rush to get married young. Another thing is the world has changed. I keep saying the world has changed because the world has changed. Like, the world is so much more open. We have more exposure to information right now. Like, it's not like you're gonna marry this man, you're 21, you marry this man and you stay in the village and just be content with village life. No, now we have access to the internet. We're learning things. We're seeing what we could do, what more we could do, what other things that we could become, other places we could go see, other places we could go explore. There's just so much more to life right now. You know, for example, these boys, these men will take a village girl, pay a water for her, and then go and settle in Johannesburg, leaving her in the village. Why? Because life is happening in Johannesburg. They are aware of the fact that there is more to life than being somebody's husband in the village. But the issue is they are attaching you to them while they go to Johannesburg and meet a girl from Mamelodi. And also compatibility issues. Okay, you'll find that, okay, you're both 23, 25, things are going well, yes, but 5 years later, 10 years later, the other person outgrows the other person. Now what you gonna do? You know, and those people that think they got the right person while they still young, and you're like, so what must we do? Like, date for longer, you know, date for longer periods of time, just mature with each other. I know people are so quick to say, oh my God, you've been together for 5 years and he hasn't proposed. If you met at first year university and you've been together for 5 years, it's not a train smash that he hasn't proposed, okay? Just live your life, grow, let him grow. You might find somebody better too. He might find somebody better, you know? And I think once you've grown yourself, once you have established your own life, you're less likely to take this type of bullshit from these men as seen on this show. I kind of feel like a lot of these women are holding on, the first wives are holding on because they focus so much on this man that without this man, or rather should they leave this man, they will lose a lot that they have invested because they committed young. Okay, now my red flags, I'm moving on to men. I can't, at this point, I feel like if the man says I'm Zulu, that on its own is a red flag. Oh, my brothers, our none of y'all, okay? Oh, no, Zulu men are scaring me. Okay, like, I'm Zulu, I grew up in KZN, and I grew up in the Zulu family. I knew a Zulu man's view to relationships, okay? But goodness me, putting it on national television, magnifying over y'all's bullshit. I want none of you. The man himself being Zulu is a red flag. Even worse, when he says I'm from Ulundu, Ngutu, where rural cases, Newcastle, Kwanongoma. Hey, no. Ooh, no. The men need to do better when it comes to relationship and their treatment of women. You all need to do better. Ask is clear. I'm sorry and easy. Another red flag that this show is raising is that men are not being prepared for marriage. None whatsoever. Now, I consume a lot of American content, like relationship type of content, and I feel like this is just worldwide when it comes to black men. They suck at relationships, you know. They will put themselves first because all they know is themselves, you know, what he wants at the moment. If he's like, okay, I like Unogutula, I like Unomatemba too, I'm gonna keep them both, you know. Never mind the fact that both these women are being hurt by the fact that he wants to keep them both. Like, socialization of men in the African context sucks as the patriarchy, okay? I am fucking blaming the fucking patriarchy, okay? It serves the man. And you see that with the reunion, when the woman tries to express their feelings, especially the first wives, when they try to express their feelings regarding how they are being hurt by his actions, he really has no rebuttal over the fact that he wants what he wants. It is Mseleku who is training these men to say you want to grow the family. If you say you want to grow the family, then she can't say no. Like, men are not being raised to be husband. Men are not being taught to be husband. No, men are not being taught how to act in relationships. Men are not being taught how to put the woman's feelings first. Consider the woman's feelings. Know when your actions are going to hurt the person that you claim to love. At this point, I kind of feel like, do they even know what love is? Okay, you love me. You gave me the impression that we are monogamous, that is you and I. You loboled me, for fuck's sake. That tells me that you are committed to me. And then quickly you show up and you're telling me you want to make this woman your second wife, and you two have been in a relationship for the past however many years. Come on now. Men are just not being taught how to be husbands. It is only the woman that is being taught how to be a wife, and that we are shortchanged in society. We are shortchanged, and of course the men are not willing to change. Do you think any of the men in the show are willing to change? No, the system serves them. They are enjoying all these benefits of patriarchy and all this bullshit with polygamy, and they are doing polygamy wrong. If a man is polygamist, you must tell the first lady when she first meets you that, listen, I will want a second wife, before she catches feelings for you, so that she can make an informed decision properly from jump. You know, you can't now, because we're not, you being a man whore, we are favor basically with emlazi kwamashu everywhere when you got girlfriends, even though you have a wife at home, and suddenly decide, no, I want to keep them all, and I'm tired of hiding it, and I'm tired of just, you know, going behind my wife's back, and now I just want it to be official. I want my wife to know about this. Because let's be honest, that's what's going on the show. That's what's going on the show. Okay, it's not about polygamy. I don't even think these men know anything about polygamy. Some of them, I'm lying, majority of them can't even afford the polygamy that they speak of. Can't afford it in terms of money, in terms of time, and in terms of heart. They just can't freaking afford it. Another red flag that this show was waving is these men view women as possessions, okay? Like, my wife is my possession, and my next girlfriend is my possession as well. I just want to make it official. I want both my possessions to know of one another. You possession A, this is possession B. In the case of mpahlele, wahampahlele, possession A and possession B meets possession C. Okay, that's just it. Like, they just want to accumulate women. Another red flag that is raised by this show is what did I say? Male promiscuity is normalized, even promoted. This show applauds male promiscuity, darling. Him once again, okay? So he lobolas Maskandi guy. He lobolas this girl. Oh, pardon me. He starts paying lobola for wife number one, okay? And then he meets prospective wife number two in Mamelodi, but clearly he's still dating around. He impregnates another woman somewhere out there. That's already 3 women in a very short span of time, and he did not see anything wrong with it. And even the way that he was talking to this woman during the tell-all session, he's this guy is just fucked up. And like, I mean, all these men are like, another one, the guy in the wheelchair. I've already cited his case. He is African. No, okay? This show is normalizing male promiscuity, and that's a big problem because already society normalizes male promiscuity with shit like a man with many girlfriends is soak, but a girl with many boyfriends is fab. You know, let me put the whole thing in English. A guy with many girlfriends is seen as a player, and being a player is a good thing. It's fine, yeah, play on player. But the moment the girl is, you know, has a couple of guys, she's a bitch, she's a whore, a slut, all those bad words. And this show just aids into that narrative, you know. And the worst thing is it aids that narrative in the institution of marriage. And marriage is supposed to be sacred. With marriage, you're supposed to be committing yourself to your wife. Another red flag. Mselegu is a red flag. Fusek. Mselegu is a red flag, okay? Mselegu, I don't know, he thinks he's promoting polygamy, but Mselegu is destroying relationships. Mselegu is destroying the institution of polygamy because he's just bringing these men and these boys to the show. They are not doing polygamy the way that he is, okay? Apparently, I stand corrected, according to show, all these women that Mselegu is married to, Mselegu is a man with 4 wives. To those who don't know, all these women knew from jump that Mselegu wanted to be a polygamist, that Mselegu wanted more than 1 wife. First wife knew that Mselegu was going to have other wives as well. None of these men that have been on this show have ever told their first wife. Okay, maybe some of them did, but majority of the men on this show have never told the first lady that there will be other ladies that I will want to marry. You know, they start whoring around and then, what just switched off here? They start whoring around and then they just decide that they want to eat their cakes and keep it. Have their cakes and eat it. Yes, make your bed, whatever. They want to keep all them girls to themselves, for themselves, and the girls better know about each other, you know. So yes, this show has brought to the fore a lot of red flags in these relationships, and I feel that us as people at home, sitting in our couches, you know, watching this show, let's take this as cautionary tales. Just learn from these people. The ladies, please, okay, put yourself first. A man clearly will always put himself first, put his wants and needs first over yours. So you yourself, put yourself first, a little bit of self-respect, a lot of self-love. I think for these ladies, it will go a long way, especially the ones prepared to be second. Yeah. You know, I mean, of course, there are complexities, there are nuances to this. But yeah, let's just watch this show for the purpose of learning of what you will not tolerate from somebody you are in a relationship with. Ladies, please, okay? Let's learn to walk away. I think that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for clicking on my video once again. Like, subscribe, share. Thank you. Bye.